Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, hosted by two nationally published Atlanta interior designers, Joanne Kandrak and Kelly Cole. These energetic women are also world travelers, charity givers, and bloggers with a wealth of information to share and stories to tell about the interior design world. Okay, now just a warning, this is going to be fun and not too serious. After all, they still do have an interior design business running at full speed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole. And we are recording episode number 74. And our guests today are Holly and Peter Ranney from Sunshine on a Rainy Day nonprofit. That's spelled R-A-N-N-E-Y. And we are so fortunate to have them as guests this morning. They're founders of a company called Sunshine on a Rainy Day, which is an organization that renovates homes for children with special needs here in Atlanta. So through partnerships and donors, they provide at no cost wheelchair accessible bathrooms, dream bedrooms, and in-home therapy rooms.
So before we get started in talking to the Ranneys, we just want to let you all know that this podcast is sponsored by our friends at Helzer Brothers. They are our go-to hardware company that we adore, and we just want to bring that to everybody's attention because I don't think that people really pay a lot of attention to hardware. They kind of like look to Pottery Barn or Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever, and we really feel like professional drapery hardware makes all the difference in the world for window treatments, especially when you can customize them and make them the right length, the right finish, the right size, the right strength. And so we really turn to them because they, like we said, do everything custom. They are the metal pros. So everything that we buy from them is iron in all different finishes and shapes and sizes. And we really use the most is the French rod. We kind of gone are the days of the big heavy rods with the big massive finials on the ends, and we end up doing the very simple French rod, which is just, it kind of just loops back to the wall. It doesn't have finials, and it's a very clean look. So if you're not familiar, look up what a French rod is, and then look up Helzer Brothers. You can find them on helzerbrothers.com. And
we actually had one of the co-owners of Helzer Brothers, Jay Helzer, on our podcast, episode 71, 2 or 3, something like that, to hear their story, how they started, and it's really, really, really cool. So speaking of how things started, welcome. We've got Holly with us this morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thank you for having us.
So give us a little bit of history on Sunshine on a Rainy Day, like when it was founded and like how you created this wonderful nonprofit.
Yeah, so Peter and I really wanted to do something where we could use our talents to help kids. And my background was in furniture and design, and his background was in construction. So it was kind of just a natural thing to be able to renovate homes and help kids with illnesses.
So when did you start this?
It was around 2012. We started it. It was supposed to be a hobby, something that we could enjoy doing and serving and helping others. And now we're, 2020, and it's turned into quite a big thing and a full-time thing for us.
So how many renovations have you done, would you say, in that amount of time?
We are now, I think, around 120 houses. And
oh my God, that's awesome.
I know.
Wow.
It's crazy. And we keep increasing. And we also do one special project a year that's at a larger scale. We renovated the parent sleep rooms in Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Awesome.
And other larger things as well.
So were you philanthropic your whole life? I ask because I personally, and I don't know, Joanne, I think you're the same way. I just didn't do that. Even in college, I'm surprised, like my sorority, we didn't do a lot of that. And it wasn't until I was in my early 40s that I started going to Guatemala on mission trips and really kind of dove into all that charitable events gives to others and to ourselves. So were you always that kind of person growing up, or?
No, I don't think so. Is that how you were raised?
I think
no. I mean,
there's hope for all of us.
We were raised. Yeah, I know, right? We were raised in a faithful home, so it's always been something that's been instilled in us to always, help others. But I really don't think it really hit us either until after we were married, and just we were starting to be around more, where we realized that there was things that we could do to help.
It's such a rewarding feeling. It almost looks like once you start doing it, it's like, yeah, this is cool. We need to keep doing this.
I remember years ago, I worked for United Dominion Realty Trust, and the VP required all the employees at least once a year to work for Habitat for Humanity. And it was the very first time I'd ever done anything charitable in any way. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to do this. And then it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And so I just say that because as people are listening, you guys are always looking for volunteers and sponsors and help, and so if you have never done something, I think even diving into Sunshine on a Rainy Day would be an amazing thing.
After our very first makeover, Peter and I looked at each other and said, this is definitely something that we want to pursue, because for our charity and what we do, we're in their homes and we can see the impact like immediately. And it's like you said, it's like kind of a thing you can't just walk away from after you do it once.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so rewarding. But you guys are like quite the operation. I mean, you have board members and all that. So tell us kind of how it works. Like, you have a board and you have contractors, you have designers, volunteers. Like, give us the
your
overall
day-to-day
picture.
operations. Yeah, the overall
the day-to-day chaos. Peter and I, since we started the charity, our number one thing was to really focus on the design and quality, and just we really always go after the best of the best, whether it's product or labor. And that's just like our board of directors. We have a rock star board. We're so proud of having them on there, and they're all highly successful, well connected, and hugely passionate for what we do. And they are the ones that help kind of advise us on the bigger picture of the charity and the growth. And then, we also use general contractors. We're working on contractor partnerships around here that can help us run the project so that we can do more. And then volunteers, we always use volunteers to help in the office and out at the projects as well.
So how are the kids chosen? And how does it come about for, what they need? Like, give us an example of, let us know how the kids are chosen, and then I'd love to hear like an example of your latest project.
So the kids are chosen. So we have partnerships again with like Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Shepherd Center, even with Make-A-Wish and other organizations, along with a big social media following. So the word has been out there. We have an application that goes live twice a year, and it's very detailed. And the families have to submit a 2-minute video showing the space and really kind of an interview of saying why this is going to be life-changing for them. And then we have a review board committee. I was actually kicked off that committee. I was a little overly passionate about it. So
funny,
but they the review board committee is outside of our day-to-day, so there's no bias. It's a very hard committee, and they spend 3 to 4 hours in the evening going through all of them, and there could be sometimes 50 applications to go through.
I'm sure,
and they can only choose a small number. And that's how they're chosen. And then we actually go out to the houses on a final, thing, just to make sure that it's one that we could do.
Yeah. And you guys have the most incredible partners in all that you do. I mean, it's just amazing. I know we were trying to get on a project in
here in Kennesaw,
and it was in December. I think it was just the timing didn't work out, but we're going to make it happen. But it's amazing that you have. You've got Rooms to Go and Cambria and California Closets, and then you've got all these media partners. I mean, I guess people are really admiring the work that you guys do.
Yeah, and I think for us, we put our name on the charity for, a bigger reason, and that was because we wanted it to be, very reputable. And, even for designers, we'd love to have you guys, is we really do want to use designers and companies that, are top of the line. And when Peter and I even started, we said, we don't want your clearance back of the stock products. I mean, we're in people's homes, and we want everything to be top of the line. Interceramic Tiles, one of our tile sponsors, and they've never given us a budget. They let our designers pick out anything. And let me tell you, it's not the most cheapest
that's
thing,
amazing.
Product, but yeah.
I think the project that we that we were looking at. I think there were 3, and like Kelly said, we could do it, but I think there was one of them was, and these are just the kinds of things that people need help with. So I think the girl was in a wheelchair. They had a home where the bedrooms were upstairs, and for the longest time, when it was bedtime, the parents would carry her up to her room. Well, I think she might have been in all 13 or 14, and she was getting bigger, and the parents couldn't really carry her up those stairs. And I think the project was where they were taking their dining room and turning it into a bedroom for her so that she could be down there. So there's probably, every situation is probably so different. So yeah, tell us some of the projects you've done and like how the need and how you fulfilled that need for the family.
Right. Yeah, and you just kind of like said it. Our makeovers are kind of 2 ways, either for the child where they can gain independence, or sometimes it's where it's a lot more for the parents that have to, take care of them. One of the ones that we did last year was for Noah, and he was 17, a really adventurous teenage boy, very popular, and was at a trampoline park and just landed wrong and ended up getting paralyzed, and his life changed in a blink of an eye, and their house was not compatible for his wheelchair, and he was having to go to the YMCA and bathe there to fit his wheelchair in.
Oh my God.
As soon as we heard that. Yeah, and so we went in and gutted their whole bathroom and redid his bedroom and everything, and now he has his own kind of like, we call it his own little apartment, so his friends can come over and hang out with him. And 17 and you're totally coherent, and you don't want your parents helping.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there an age limit, like, or the youngest or the oldest, or is it just you're meeting a need? Or
no, we have an age range is between 4 and 21. We start at 4 just because we want the child to be, a little bit more developed and know their needs more. And then we actually increase the age from 19 to 21 because, that's when the kids are a lot bigger and harder to kind of help.
Yeah. Are there any projects that just tore you up? I mean, well, I'm sure there's tons, but like where you're just like, let me tell you a story about this kid or his family, or are there ones that just
Yeah, I think we are really well known for the entire home makeover that we did for the little boy Trip Halstead.
Yes.
He was hit by a tree limb in his daycare, and that was our 5th makeover. A lot of people felt that we started the charity because of that, but it wasn't. But that really started as us helping him with his room, and then they had to sell their existing home and bought a foreclosed home just to get one that was more compatible for a wheelchair after they learned that he was going to probably be in one permanently. And that actually, obviously was probably the biggest one that we ever did, and that was when Peter and I both had corporate jobs and did that on the side. Looking back on it, I don't even know how we did it, but that makeover really kind of made us realize that we needed to take this on more full time so that we could do more. And actually a lot of sponsors that helped us with that are still with us, and that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, and that just, I mean, if you live in Atlanta and you don't know who Trip Halstead is, you don't watch the news. I mean, that child just got so much attention. It was the saddest story, but what a great family, and they were so deserving.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that we love too, is that all the families that we have helped, I mean, we became very good friends with them. We've traveled with them, and you just become a huge family. So we say we have over 100 and some relatives just because of the makeover families that we've helped.
Oh my God, the people must just look at you and feel like you've just been, like you're just angels that, to be able to change, a family's life that way is huge. And I remember, like, when we used to do a lot for Room Service Atlanta, which isn't around anymore, and we worked at a children's home, renovating all of the common spaces for the boys, and then we did a room for a mom that had recently been homeless, and
but it wasn't, and it was, it was incredible, the most beautiful experience, but it was all interiors. It was all design. It was all furniture and beautiful things like that. But we didn't do they didn't take it to the level that you take it to, which is all this gutting and renovating and like serious construction. And I really feel like that's what makes you guys kind of top of the line.
Yeah.
Very,
Thank
very,
you. And very, very impressive.
And and the other thing when it comes to renovating, like what you said too, because we originally weren't renovating, but and you guys know this probably it's hard to find good contractors sometimes.
Yeah, we know that.
Especially ones that will give of their time.
Right. And that also that will do a good job. We want people to treat it like it's their own home. And that's kind of, again, something that we take pride of is that we really, we use people that we know are good. We've gone in and done bathrooms where, the tile job was just not good. And we went back and we redid it. We didn't want to walk out of there not proud of the work that was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very impressive. So,
Um,
are
you guys going to take this outside of Atlanta, or are you just you got lots of needs here?
Question. So about a year ago, we brought in a business coach because Peter and I we have a 4-year-old too, and we were trying to figure out do we keep it the level it is right now, or do we grow it? And we have to grow it. The need is just out there, and so we brought someone in to help us really kind of get structured. And our plan is at the end of this year we're going to experiment either in Chattanooga or Greenville, which is not too far, but just so we can have more control of it and take our model that we've structured and partner with design construction firms in those areas that can help us run the projects. And from there on, we'll be working on expanding out.
That's awesome.
So good. So how can people that are listening to us that are like, oh my gosh, I just need to do something good in my life and really bless others. How can people get involved? And they go to your website, Sunshine on a Rainy Day, and kind of it's all there? Or what are you looking for anything in particular right now? Your needs are you needing certain plumbers or electricians or interior designers? Or
we're always looking for more designers. We're always looking for contractor partnerships. And also, one of the things we haven't pinned down is paint and painting labor. There's always things that we're looking for. And as we expand how many projects we're doing, we can't overload our sponsors that are with us. So we're always looking to open more resources in that. Also, we do these makeovers at no cost to the family, so everything is covered by sponsors and donors. So we always encourage people that, if they want to help us fundraise, come to our annual gala, which is a huge blast. Being involved in anything like that, but they can go to our website and contact us through there. We'd love to.
So what's the annual gala? That sounds exciting.
Oh, yes. It's turned out to be a very great event. We actually sell out every year, over 500 people, and it's August 22nd this year, and we include our kids that we've helped, and we have amazing videography. Every reveal that we have it professionally videoed, and it's a great way to show everybody, what we've been able to do, and they get to meet the kids that we've helped.
So do people pay per plate, or how does it?
It's tables. It's mostly sponsored tables, but people can buy individual tickets as well.
And where is it?
It's this year it's at the Hotel at Avalon in Alpharetta. It's a beautiful boutique
nice.
hotel.
That.
I know. Actually, majority of people that attend our gala actually stay at the hotel and just make it a whole big weekend.
Joanne, we're
Sounds
going.
fun. I'm like, I'm getting ready to put this on the calendar.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's fun. It's a great time just for even us two to be able to just let loose and hang out with everybody that's helped, and it's fun.
That's so great. So when I was looking at your website, there was this interesting drawing of a pig, Gracie the pig.
Yeah.
Tell everybody the story about this pig, because I think it's really cool.
Well, Peter and I are definitely not the most probably average people on the planet, but I grew up in the country and I just loved animals. And when I was out of town a long time ago, and Pete called me and was like, hurry up. And I come home and I'm like, why are you so urgent on me getting home? And there's this little pig running around inside our house, and he was so excited and surprised me of giving me Gracie the pig. And she's been a huge part of our family. All of our neighbors, everyone always loved to come over and feed her carrots. And so we actually decided to make her our logo for the charity, just because, it's a fun thing. And, who doesn't love pigs, especially kids?
Yeah. And I'm sure she's not little anymore.
No, well, unfortunately, she just passed.
Oh,
she's not little anymore. Yeah, but, the vet even said too that she was probably the most prized lucky pig, and had a great life. Very sad, but we actually now somehow I was able to convince my husband that now we have 3 miniature pigs to help continue her legacy. Yeah.
So what? How big did Gracie get?
Well, Gracie was about 100 pounds. I mean,
yeah,
she
I was going to say, because my friend has a pig.
All right, I'm a little confused about this, because I know there was those pot-belly pigs, and that was popular for a little while. But do they stay little?
So I can tell you that we actually, the 2 of the ones that we just got are full grown, and they're 20 and 25 pounds.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's probably the smallest. I mean, if you see those little teacup ones, that's not for real. But
yeah, that's hilarious. So what are the new ones named?
Our son named a couple of them. So it's Gecko, Snoopy, and then we're getting the little 6-week-old piglet on actually tomorrow on Valentine's Day, and it's going to be Linus from Charlie Brown.
Oh my God.
I love that.
But actually,
awesome.
Stay tuned, because we're actually going to probably include the little one at reveals. I was like, how fun would that be, just to bring her so the kids can play with her?
Those kids will flip out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a pig? Come on. Especially one that's like inside your house as a pet.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, I urge everybody to just go on your website. It's so, you can see the videos, you see the photos of the people, you hear about some of the projects, and it's just such a nice feel-good thing. I think it's just so amazing what you're doing, and the fact that you are doing it top of the line and using really great people and just making it so that it's a really, really good experience for the families. Just can't say enough about how nice that is.
So when y'all go to the website, remember it's Sunshine on a Rainy, RANNEY.com, and I'm sure that this year, and if not this year, next year, we will definitely be helping out with the project. It's something that we started years ago, and several of the organizations that we worked with aren't doing it anymore. And after we get done with Guatemala in June, I'm sure we'll be wanting to do something else. So we're excited.
We are so grateful.
about that.
So grateful for you guys just to even have us on, and we would definitely love to have you guys, like I said, top of the line, and
Top of the line.
like you guys.
Yeah,
These kids deserve it, and so do their families.
Yep.
Well, hold on for 1 minute, because we're going to do our quotes that we do at the end of every podcast. Which one you want to do?
All right. Well, the inspirational quote, whenever we're looking for the quotes, we always try to kind of make them relevant to what we're talking about. The funny quote just comes out of nowhere. I mean, it's just, but I loved this inspirational quote about volunteering. It says, volunteering is at the very core of being human. No one has made it through life without someone's help at some point, and that's Heather French Henry. I mean,
Isn't that
true.
the truth?
Everybody needs help at some point in their life.
Yep.
So
They definitely do. All right, here, this will make you laugh. How to make iced coffee. 1, have kids. 2, make coffee. 3, forget you made it. 4, drink it cold. Yep. That's how you drink iced coffee.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being our guests. Thank you for all that you do and sharing your stories with us. We really think you're awesome.
And hopefully we'll see you in August at the gala.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. That'll be,
Definitely.
Thanks again, Holly, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Join Joanne and Kelly weekly for a lively conversation about trends, travels to industry events, current design projects, the good, the bad, and the ugly, do's and don'ts, product recommendations, and more. Be sure to follow the fun on Facebook. They're on Instagram at Kandrak Cole, and of course, you've got to visit them online at kandrak-cole.com for more information.